And for more on this, we can cross to our correspondent in Brussels, Dave Keating. Dave, overall, how are EU members and NATO members, for that matter, reacting to this request from Donald Trump to help secure the Strait of Hormuz?
We're hearing near universal refusal. We've had a meeting of EU foreign ministers today. It was interesting because the EU's foreign policy chief, Kaja Kallas, came into that meeting this morning talking about the possibility of the existing Aspides mission that's protecting shipping possibly being expanded. Now, that's an EU mission that's protecting shipping in the Red Sea from attacks from the Houthi rebels in Yemen. There was some talk of that mission could be expanded over to the Persian Gulf, but that apparently got slapped down today, basically by almost every single country, especially Germany, was saying the mission of that Aspides mission cannot be expanded geographically to the Gulf or having its rules of engagement expanded. So by the end of the day today, when she did her final press conference, there was no more mention of that mission possibly being expanded. And she was saying that the focus today was on Ukraine, that the EU's emphasis right now is still on protecting Ukraine. Of course, she did also talk about the Iran war, about the dangers presented to the global economy by the Strait of Hormuz, that the EU is concerned. But we're really hearing European countries have absolutely no interest in getting involved in this. It's being widely perceived as Donald Trump asking the European countries to bail him out of the mess that he has created. He said today that the reaction by Iran to getting attacked was much more than the U.S. expected. He was saying that they did not expect the Gulf countries to be attacked. They apparently didn't make any preparations for the possible closure of the Strait of Hormuz. Europeans have really been watching all of this with exasperation and shock that so little preparation was made for these eventualities, which after all had been talked about for decades as always a natural consequence of any war that would be attempted with Iran. Now, could this change over the coming days? We're not sure. There is going to be a summit of EU national leaders, prime ministers and presidents, here in Brussels on Thursday. As we see the effects of the strait closing, national leaders here in Europe are going to be keen to look like they're doing something to stop the out-of-control price inflation on energy and coming really with everything. Analysts are now saying that if this war goes on much longer, it's going to make the inflation that we experienced during the pandemic look like child's play. So national leaders are going to be eager. They're going to look for levers they can pull to at least look like they're doing something in response. And maybe sending some kind of symbolic ship over to the Strait of Hormuz might look like they're doing something. But they also know that the risk is that sending even one ship and having that ship get attacked draws all of Europe into this war. And that's what we heard in that soundbite from Germany's defense minister Pistorius. They're really outlining that concern that every European country has right now, that getting involved in any operation to try to free up the Strait of Hormuz drags Europe into this war and could actually end up prolonging and enlarging the war, because the pressure caused by that Strait of Hormuz closure is the biggest thing that might motivate Donald Trump to end this war prematurely over the coming days, maybe declare a victory that's not really there. And the risk is that if the Europeans say, okay, we'll send you some ships, they'll be there in a few weeks, Donald Trump keeps the war going because he thinks that help is on the way. So right now we're hearing really universal no to this idea, but that could shift as European leaders start panicking about what's to come.
Okay, Dave Keating in Brussels. I know you'll keep us updated. Dave, thanks as always. We appreciate it.